Second-year architecture students here from Utah Valley University are now back to class after spending their entire spring break trying to help those who lost their historic homes in the devastating LA wildfires. Hello, I'm Fox 13 News anchor Amy Nay. Now, some of these students told me today that those skills they learned in the classroom were really put to work.
They were beautiful.
Summer Wild studying classical architecture at UVU on the tragic loss of some 9,000 homes in Altadena, California.
A lot of people let us into their homes to see just the charm and the beauty that comes with these styles and really help us to better understand what the homes looked like or used to look like in Altadena and how we can help them recreate that.
Yeah, so a lot of these were burned down entirely. Is that what you saw?
Yeah, everything except for like the fireplace and the chimney, which was shocking to see. You're just driving around, and I've described it sometimes as it almost feels like Tombstone.
It felt like a graveyard is kind of a way I could describe it. Because most of these homes were what are called like Jane's cottages. And so they're mostly stucco and brick. And so all of the brick chimneys were the only thing that was left. Forever and ever and ever, there's just all these charred chimneys.
Jared Poulter said he wasn't prepared for the emotion he felt actually being there and seeing how little was left behind.
It makes architecture real for me.
Paul Monson is a professor of architecture at Utah Valley University and said he and some of his colleagues saw the need to try and help preserve the history of all that was lost by taking a group of students to California and trying to draw up the homes that once stood for decades.
There are these arts and crafts or period revival houses, a very eclectic neighborhood, and no one wants to see it rebuilt in a kind of cookie cutter, bland way. They would love to preserve that character and the charm that the neighborhood had. And so our students are trained in that, and they were able to help them document what was lost.
A free service they provided as a part of the California Bungalow Recovery Project.
We documented, measured, and interviewed and videoed and photographed the remains, the foundations, and the sites of their homes. And then our goal is to help them create a set of documents, a set of like blueprints, if you will, of the house that was lost, either as a historical record or many of them would like to rebuild their homes.
The timing had to line up just right for them to get in there to do the work.
With the fire cleanup, everything has to kind of line up at the right time. There's different phases that you have to meet. And so as they go through and clean up the hazardous material, you can't be there. And then once they take the foundations away, we couldn't really do any documentation. And so it happened to perfectly line up with our spring break. And so our professors kind of got together and said, hey, how many of you want to go down? And once we had about 20 of us, we decided to go.
An experienced Brad Coford said that put his lifetime of construction with his family business and home building right into play.
To put our boots on the ground and measure these old homes and see how they were built and see the differences in how we build homes and design homes now, it was really cool.
Agreeing with fellow students who took the trip, saying they just don't build them like they used to.
Everything's like plastic or drywall or concrete. It's just all very synthetic. But a lot of these homes were made with, real wood, real stone, real brick. And they have like this solidarity to them. And they felt so permanent. It's really sad. Most of the homes that we documented were just months away from their 100-year anniversary.
A field trip these students and their teachers say they'll never forget.
I think it's a matter of respect and gratitude. It was really special in Altadena.
There's just so much meaning in every single detail. It's there for a purpose. It serves a function, but it's also beautiful.
I mean, it made me even more passionate about architecture, made me excited.
As we preserve the buildings that we're in, we can preserve, just a piece of the history of ourselves.
If you'd like to find out more information on how you can get involved or how to help, just go to bungalowrecovery.net or bungalowrecoveryuvu@outlook.com. Just shoot them an email, and they say they'd love your help. Reporting on the campus of Utah Valley University in Orem, Amy Nay, Fox 13 News, Utah.